This is another small addendum to the natural versus false lag, and it goes back to the lower body leading. A lot of people will tell you that to stop yourself from coming over the top, or to add lag, add power, hold off the release, you really want to lead with that lower body. Well, again, this falls into the false lag and not having everything in sync category. As I said in another video, if you make a proper shoulder turn, your shoulders are automatically turning more than your hips. So if you turn everything together and release the club from the top, your hips are automatically leading, okay? That's what you want. If you slow down things to a high shutter speed, frame by frame, you will see that the lower body does start slightly ahead, but that is an automatic response of the body. If you consciously lead with that lower body and pop it and get the lower body ahead of the upper body and the hands and the release, you're going to get false lag. The lower body is going to outrace the upper body. The hands are not going to be able to release the club from the top, and the club is going to get underneath the plane and you're going to be stuck. So leading too much with that lower body, this is another one of those things that science and physics and high-speed photography has proven, that the lower body does start slightly ahead. But this, to me, is another one of those things that falls into that category of, if you just allow it to happen, it will happen automatically. And if you start moving body parts consciously, separate from the rest of the body, you get out of sync and get you in trouble. That includes, but not limited to, starting with the lower body. This is what that does to you. Make a nice turn. See? If you pop those hips too quickly, the upper body is too slow, the club drops, the club head drops, and you're underneath the plane. Holding the lag separates the hands from the turn, and it either makes you too steep or too underneath the plane. So either way, getting your hands to lag the club independently of the turn, having the turn try and clear too quickly, or to add lag by using the turn, all of those things separate different parts of the body. You want everything working together. And if you turn that lower body and upper body and release all at the same time, the club, your hands will be out in front of you, your lower body will be leading, and you'll create the proper amount of lag to hit the ball as far as you personally are able to. And more importantly, you won't fight the centrifugal force that will pull the club out away from your body, giving you full extension and squaring the club. So not only are you getting your own personal maximum speed, you're using centrifugal force to square the club, and using that force to square the club is a lot more consistent than burying your hands narrow. Another thing, narrowing of the hands and narrowing of the arc when you try and add that lag, then using centrifugal force to square it, you kind of can't do that anymore, and you have to flip it at the bottom. And that's why you see Tiger as a perfect example. That's why he yells at himself to release the club, because when he holds it off too long, he's underneath, can't use centrifugal force to square the club. He has to shut everything down, and he has to flip his hands to avoid that big right shot, and that's when he hits a hook. So I know in these two videos I've gone on and on, but you really need to let things happen naturally and not force anything into your golf swing.